It's time for the Alamo City Golf Tour Power Hour, featuring Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Mike DerManuelian. Let's go!
Well, good evening, tour of the ACGT variety. Welcome to the Alamo City Golf Tour, or ACGT Tour Power Hour. I am Mike DerManuelian, and super excited to be here with you guys tonight. Have a great show for you. A lot of good stuff going on. We're going to be highlighting the tournament this weekend, PC Open, which was an absolute success. Talk a little bit about our winners, talk a little bit about who finished the season the strongest, who made the team, and talk about our top 50 in the summer, and talk a little bit about playoffs. And we've got a bunch of special guests here with us tonight. But first, let's bring out the crew. You guys know him, you love him, inexplicably. Jason Bird.
What's up?
And as always, you bring the energy.
What?
You just not get my sarcasm at all today. You just don't get me.
So
Travis
what's up?
Salkowski. No, it was terrible. I didn't feel
I
remotely
love coming on the air immediately following Jason Bird. It's one of my favorite things to do on a Tuesday. Yep. See, I mean, what do you do? I mean, how do you do that? I mean, that's great. Jason Bird, Michael DerManuelian, episode 29 weeks.
29 weeks.
It is Tuesday, September the 20th, 8:34 p.m. Jason Bird, in more than a one-word answer, how's it going?
Going great.
It's going great. I
thought he was going to say pretty good. I thought he was going to say pretty good. Yeah.
Or it's going.
Perfect. MD, Tuesday night. Thank you for being here, our host. Thank you for pushing the buttons on the ACGT Tour Power Hour. 29 weeks in a row. Here we are. Oh, my goodness. And it's a big show. Lots of guests. PC Open to recap. Lots of good graphics to go. We want to do a bunch of shout outs. It is the end of the regular season. The entire 2022 regular season, spring and summer, are officially in the books. A record year.
Quick.
It really was quick. Every single event sold out. So thank you so much to the tour golfers, everyone who's played with us in the past couple years. Thank you so much. We updated the handicap database today. It'll be updated online this morning, but there are 521 unique names in the handicap database of the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour. So it's grown exponentially in the past 2 years, especially this year. Every event is sold out, double-digit waiting lists throughout the year. And we are finally ready to talk playoffs. We have such a great show tonight. Oh, my goodness, MD.
Yeah, it's a lot of good stuff. Casey Carnes points list will be coming towards the end of the night. We got to keep people locked in for the whole show. Patience.
It's just a teaser. We'll show the spring. We'll show the summer top 50 live on the show tonight, and we'll leave that graphic up. And then we'll talk about the top 10. We'll talk about who made the team, and we'll talk about the playoff invite email going out pretty quickly.
Yep. We have a lot to cover tonight. It is a lot of stuff going on.
So I'm keeping it brief.
Thank you, Jason, for your time management skills.
Yeah, as always. So tonight, we're going to kick off with a couple of guests. So for those of you who didn't get a chance to check out the Facebook page or the YouTube page this morning, kind of see who we have coming on the show. Super excited. Joining us here in about 2 or 3 minutes, Claudia Ramirez. She got first net in Champ Flight, or she won Champ Flight, won first flight net. I'm all over the place tonight. Chris Espinoza, who was our net winner for the PC Open, and Trevor Bailey, who won on the gross side. So we've got a great lineup for you guys tonight. Super excited to talk to these guys about their weekend, how they played, experience on the tour, that kind of thing. A lot of good stuff. We're going to get a lot of great information from people that have been around the tour for a bit now, and have some really unique perspectives for us. So it's going to be pretty cool.
I'm excited. Who we got first?
So joining us first is going to be Claudia. I think she is on, so we can actually bring her in if you're ready, Trav. Heard?
She's backstage. Let's rock and roll with the guests.
I could bring them all in at once.
The best part about the show, Claudia, good evening, is the interaction with the tour golfer and coming off a flight win. How's your Tuesday going this evening, Claudia? What's up?
My Tuesday's good. This is late for me, boys.
Well,
It's late for me too, Claudia.
Right? Shoot. But this is good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us a little bit about Olmos Basin. You first flight victorious on the net side, a major winner now on the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour.
Is that what that means? Wow.
Part of the Cookie Mafia.
Yes.
You know,
that was a very good cookie, by the way.
It's awesome. I love them, and it's so good with the plaid, and Laura Lewis and the Cake Place and more does such a good job. It's so great. Tell us a little bit about your tournament this past weekend. Tell us what got you over the hump and how you prepared for day 2.
Well, I think the golf course was in great shape. It's kind of fun to go out and play it as it is now, as opposed to as it used to be. I've played a few tournaments on that course prior to the renovation, and it seemed like every putt was straight back then. Now you have to have a little creativity on the greens, not only, unfortunately, with the speed of several of the greens being a little different, but the undulations is actually fun, and I feel like I'm a pretty creative putter versus having straight putts. I actually prefer to have some play with it. So that's nice. I thought the course was in great shape. I've got no complaints with that. People that feel like they don't want to go play a city golf course, they should reconsider that because it's a fun little layout. Yeah, I liked it a lot. As far as the golf is concerned, I made some putts on the first day, which was great. Second day, not so many, but I held it together and just hit it, find it, hit it again was the plan. Pretty simple.
You got started super hot on day 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Birdie on number 1. Yeah.
Birdie par.
Yeah.
With a good
Olmos
skin on
Basin. Yeah. Birdie par at Olmos Basin is excellent. 2's no joke.
Yeah.
3 was short on the first day, but it's still a huge green. So birdie par. Walk us through. Starting the tournament there and how that felt and where you were at right there.
Well, that first tee shot coming in off of not having a driving range where you're at is a little challenging and it can be a little nerve-wracking a little bit. But I've gotten better as I've gotten more competitive with my golf to kind of just settle those nerves on the first tee and just kind of bun it out there and see what happens. And I pulled it a little left, but it was okay. I had a decent shot in and I've been working on my golf swing. I've got a big tournament coming up in October. I just got off the USGA Senior Women's AM2, so I think my golf game is in a pretty good spot. And I just peered a shot in there and hit it just below the hole and had like about a 4-footer and just kind of got up, read it, lined up my putt, knocked it in, boom. And I was like, oh God, here we go. Because I'm used to getting, bogey on the first hole and going, oh shit, here we go. So that was nice. Second hole, I was playing a little more up on that one, and pretty simple. It was a driver, 9-iron into the wind for me to that pin, and easy 2-putt.
That was one of the good pins on day 1 too. Yeah.
And then the third hole was just middle of the green 2-putt, kind of uneventful. 4 got a little sketchy, and then from there I kind of played my normal golf, but it was fun. It was good.
It was a great weekend for you.
Yeah.
The greens rolled well. You putted well. Now, you mentioned let's back up. We know you won a victory cookie this weekend. Let's back up just a little bit as we bring Jason Bird in here. Let's talk about something you just referenced: the United States Senior Women's Amateur Championship. You qualified for that in Texas.
I did.
And they took how many golfers from Texas?
There was only, I think the qualifier that I went to was in Houston, and I want to say that there might have been another qualifier in Dallas. I'm not 100% sure on that, but there was only 3 from my location.
Only 3 golfers from your location. So let's assume
right. There were 3
maybe
spots
with
2 alternates. Okay. Yeah, 3 spots, 2 alternates.
And it's a United States amateur event. This is the Senior Women's Am. And we just got done having Casey Carnes on a couple shows ago about the U.S. Mid-Am up at Erin Hills. And here we have another ACGT Tour golfer playing in a national event. And yours happened to be in Alaska.
Anchorage, yes.
Yeah.
So, Alaska.
So tell us a little bit about the highlights of that journey. And
well, I had you plan your year out December for the following year to see what tournaments I can play in and afford to play in and where they're going to be and if there's any fun spots so that Brandy can have a fun vacation as well while I'm there. And we find out that the USGA wants to have an event in every state, and Alaska was the last frontier. They hadn't had one there, and they decide the senior women's division will be the one to fly to Alaska. So knowing that, I wasn't 100% sure that I could afford to go, but I was going to try to qualify anyway. And through the tournaments throughout the year, a lot of the big golfers in Texas were like, we're not going to even try. That's too far away. That's too much money. That's, this and that. And I'm like, well, I'll go and I'll see what happens. And I'll make that decision whenever happens and just kind of go.
Yeah.
So there was no pressure. I'd gone into the qualifier playing well. Been having a good summer, and I shot 76 to qualify. 2 75s got in and a 76. 78 was the first alternate, and 79 was the second alternate. So it was great. And then it's like, oh shit, we got 3 weeks to figure out how to afford to go to Alaska.
How to get to Alaska? How would you like to be the first alternate on a trip to Anchorage?
I don't think
just waiting.
There's no way. I mean, even having just 3 weeks notice, flights were stupid. So I can't imagine getting a call. And I've done that. I've been the first alternate in the 2003 Pub Links. I was the first alternate in my Fort Worth qualifier. A girl dropped out. I get a call on Thursday. Tournament starts on like Sunday or Monday. So I've got to decide, can I go? Well, Brandy and I jump in a car and we drive to Florida, because I'm going to be paired with Michelle Wee for 2 rounds of stroke play when she's 14.
Okay.
That's the spot I took. So I was like, hell yeah, we're going to go. So I go and do that. So I've been that person. And it's, fortunately, Brandy drove 20 some odd hours straight to get us to Florida in time. But, it's crazy. I can't imagine.
She accompanied you to Anchorage on a bougie vacation?
She sort of, yeah, she did. She did not caddy. She has caddied in my 4 other attempts at USGA events, but we decided we'd give this a go without a caddy because in the senior you get to ride a cart, so it's kind of luxurious. You don't have to walk.
Oh, super
luxurious.
Super
bougie.
Okay.
Right.
Super bougie.
Right.
It's like playing any other round of golf. So I mean, why have a caddy be chasing you down the fairway? Because only one person can ride in the cart at a time, right? So she's like, I'll just walk and I'll watch 9 holes, and you play, you do your thing, and we'll see how it goes. It was great.
She did a really good job. I know she's watching right now. She did a really good job on the social media play-by-play.
She did. I did not know that was happening when she did that. I saw it afterwards, but it was hilarious. It was great. It was great. It was fun. It was a good time. Yeah.
Oh, there's Casey. There's Casey Carnes watching.
There you go. Yes. Thank you.
You also get to ride in a cart on the ACGT tour.
I know.
Yes,
that's why I play.
Bougie.
That's why I play.
Oh, does that make us bougie too? I mean, we are.
Absolutely.
I don't know a bougier bunch than the municipal golfer.
I love it.
That's right.
Meniscus radicus, the Muni rat. Okay, so we're back in Alaska, and there's stroke play, and
Yeah, two rounds of stroke play. In my 4 previous attempts at USGA events, I have not made it to the match play. So my goal this year was to kind of get over that hurdle, play well enough those 2 days to get into the match play. And I did. I mean, 64 get in of the 132 in our field. And I got in at number 58, which I would have been fine with number 64. I don't care.
Yeah.
I got in.
You know what
Really
what they call the person who graduates last from medical school, right?
Doctor.
Still a doctor.
Yeah, that's right. 64 is on the number, baby.
That's right. So I go in and then I check, there's a little while before you can check the pairings to see who you're going to play. And then I see that I draw Martha Leach. Martha Leach is a Mid-Am champion. She's competed in I don't know how many USGA events. Her sister is Hollis Stacy, who has won 2 U.S. Open back-to-backs, one of the few that has done that in the professional LPGA ranks. So she's like a phenomenal match play player.
Okay.
And I draw her as my first match, which was awesome. I'd rather do that.
It's a great experience, right? An
than Jane
unteachable
Doe,
moment.
right? Absolutely, yep. Absolutely. And I held on. I was 1 up after 6, and then I did not make a putt. I made 1 birdie in 3 rounds of golf, 2-stroke play and the match play, 1 birdie, and it was a chip in. So I did not putt the Poana bent greens very well, but they were, think of Olmos times 2. I mean, they were.
Oh, I love undulating greens when they're bent grass. It's so great.
Oh, Broadmoor.
So I lost on 17. I had like a 15-footer to extend the match to 18, and I did not make it. But it was super cool. I mean, the entire time I'm in that match play match, all I'm thinking of is how fucking awesome is this?
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't care.
Right?
I was like, this is just so incredible. I mean, there's so many people that, don't make it to there or, and I didn't care. Sometimes you're like, I qualified. I don't care if I end last. I got here, which was the cool thing. But I certainly have grander goals next year for sure than just making the match play.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. I love the travel to Alaska. I mean, Alaska is one of the I've been to several states, but I've never been to Alaska, and I've always wanted to go and to follow you and to watch those videos from Brandy was an awesome experience for us. And
I appreciate y'all watching. That was fun.
And you kind of launched our media coverage of ACGT Tour golfers as they travel a little bit more, as they qualify for some of these larger events. And like we said earlier, it's all about the golfer and following along. Can you give a little bit of insight on how competitively playing on tour helped you in a way?
Well, absolutely. I started playing in these events several years ago because of my first tee jitters. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to, because my first USGA experience, I shot like 104. And then I followed that up with a 92 at the 2001 Pub Links. I'd been playing golf for 4 years, and on a whim, Brandy said, you need to try to qualify. And I shot a 78, and I qualified to play Kemper Lakes outside of Chicago.
Yeah.
I hit every lake. I don't think I hit a fairway, and the rough was, USGA rough. I shot like 101, and I was like, I went to the scoring after the first round, and I go, God damn, please don't let me be the last one. And there was somebody that shot like 2 shots worse than me, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. And then I go out the next day and shoot like 90 something, but it was still just like the coolest thing ever.
Yes, you were there,
to have,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I got there and trying to convince yourself that, the person that didn't qualify wishes they were me. So I figured I got to get better at this first tee shot.
That's such a great perspective.
Not be so nervous. And so I thought, I need to play more competitive golf. And there's really not something like the ACG Tour, right, for women. So I was like, I'm just going to go out there and anybody can play. And, what's more nerve-wracking than being the only female and having these 3 guys you're playing with, plus the 4 guys getting ready to tee off, all watching you tee off. And they could give a shit what I do off the tee, but, that inner pressure.
That's not what you're thinking there.
No, I'm thinking they're what's this girl doing out here, and all this stuff is kind of the story you tell yourself, right? Which is totally untrue. But you tell yourself that, and I go, the more events I can play in, and the more comfortable I can be with that first tee shot, because once I'm walking to the second ball, I'm good. But it's just hitting a ball that's not moving, when your heart is racing, at 120 beats per minute when it's normally 55. It's tough.
Right,
It's tough.
right.
And that's been a great learning experience for me playing on the ACG tour, for sure. It has helped me tremendously in managing that feeling.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Your name on the loudspeaker. I remember the first big one. I was telling the story to somebody a couple weeks ago, actually, and I remember I was so nervous I couldn't get the ball on the tee on the first hole. Yeah, when you hear your name and your hometown. Oh, there we go. That is Director of Media Relations, MD, telling me that it is time to. It is time, Claudia.
To move on, absolutely.
Claudia, thank you so much for joining us. The platform is yours for a minute. Tell us a little bit about what you do, and I know there's some fitness for golf. If you want to give yourself a plug.
Absolutely. I train clients at MBS Fitness in Alamo Heights. It's next to Cappy's, TPI certified level 2. So I do some golfers. Most of my clients, honestly, are Gen Pop. But some of them are beginner golfers, intermediate golfers. Gen Pop. We call them Gen Pop. You, Travis, might be Gen Pop.
Travis is Gen Pop.
I will tell you what, I've done a couple fitness sessions with Claudia, and it's awesome, and she's super great at it. And a couple times I left stretched out. I won't say crying. I was close, maybe. But I think it's great. I think fitness, nutrition, is such an important part to a competitive golfer, especially at the national level, where it's match play and it's turn and it's multiple rounds and it's go go go, and the viewers can find you on Facebook.
They can under my name, Claudia P. Ramirez, or on Instagram at SAFitChick. They can check out some of my posts and contact me if they want any help. But I am mostly, getting people moving better, feeling better, getting a little stronger, and then with that strength, they can endure a 36 hole match play 2-day, 2 matches in 1 day event, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I went. That's what I went for. Range of motion. That's what I went to see.
Absolutely.
So, Claudia, thank you so much. Congratulations on your win, and we'll see you. We'll see you very soon.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Claudia.
All right, bye-bye. Yep.
Bye.
That was really good, MD. That was really good. Just tell me when, because I could have talked to Claudia for another hour right there. Man, she's great.
I think we'll have to have her just back on again.
I definitely love the fitness to lifestyle to golf conversation, tying nutrition in there, just feeling better. I know our very own head ambassador Casey Graham is on a big diet right now, and every day he's feeling better, and it's making him play better golf or helping him play better golf. And what you're saying is a big gulp and like strawberries isn't a good combo. Like for the guys
not for me. I mean, strawberries are smoking.
That's my dinner tonight. 44-ounce soda from the gas station and a bucket of strawberries.
Had a green tea and a protein bar.
I think the soda and the strawberries is a net zero. I think that's one good and one bad, and I average out. It's bell curves, right?
Sure, buddy.
Oh,
well, thank you.
He's a certified nutritionist.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Claudia, for joining us. Congratulations on her flight win in first flight with scores of 77 and 81. I mean, that's. Whew.
I mean, I know we were talking when we were talking to Casey, and he's always, talking about, I look at the scoreboard early and often, and I'm paying attention to that. And I was doing that pretty much the entire weekend watching Claudia, because I was like, oh shit, like she's going off right now. And honestly, I was just paying more attention to what she was doing and what some of the other people were doing out there, because they were just playing really good golf. It was just super cool to see.
Well, she's won over through the front nine on that first day.
It was really good front nine.
Yeah, I was excited to watch, and I've been interesting comment from Casey Carnes. Bird's probably multitasking.
He's got 6 screens up.
He's multitasking. Although he's just he's just
Casey. He'll comment to you down below. He's not going to be good on camera.
I promise. This comes up every few podcasts. I only got one screen, just one.
Just got
multiple.
I can't do like what some of these people, like my job for sure. Like they have these monster 6 monitor setups, and they're like, yeah, check it out, I got 6 monitors, I can do all this work. And I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I have one ultra wide, and that's it.
And the ultra wide has how many panels on it?
I currently have 2 open. I have.
And the podcast minimized?
No, the podcast is one of them. And then I have the stream, so I can comment to people. So those are the 2 that are open.
He's got like 6 burner accounts he's using to start fights on Twitter.
No, I can start fights from my own account.
Oh, it's very transparent. It's
Well,
very transparent.
you know what? I'm done focusing on Bird. There's someone I'd really like to focus in on right now. It's a gentleman named Chris Espinoza.
Oh, it's time for Chris Espinoza.
He is ready to jump in. Let's talk to our PC Open net winner, Chris Espinoza.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Chris
What up?
Espinoza.
What's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? Oh, just having a great night.
Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your jacket victory.
Thank you.
How cool is that?
Oh, it's a great experience, to be honest. It was very, very, very nerve-wracking, to be honest, that Sunday.
Yeah, waited 4 hours.
Waiting
Yeah,
4
let's
hours.
say, how long were you waiting?
Yeah, I think we got done around like 4, probably close to 5, and then we just waited about 4 hours later till the last person got off, and it was just, I think we didn't leave till like 9:30 or so.
So what Chris is referencing there is Chris was in championship flight, and he was leader in the clubhouse net for the entire tournament. So all the flights of the net division, Chris was leading early in the day. And we're talking names on the jacket. We're talking tournament major winners on the net side. So we're talking about awards for championship flight. We're talking about what the procedures are. And I just kind of glance over my shoulder and I'm like, hey, Chris, you know that means you got to stay, right? And he's just like, yep, I'm here for the long haul.
Yep.
And it was the long haul. We were waiting on the last group. Last group of the tournament. Statistically had a chance until 17, 16, 17. So the 34th,
There was a
35th
few.
hole.
There was like a handful of people immediately that had a shot, and then, well, the old hole 15 creeps up on people. They get double bogeys, and
15 through 18, those are the 4 hardest closing holes on the tour.
I agree with that statement too. 15, 16,
18.
17. Well, no, you gotta factor 18 in because you're gonna screw up somewhere. So you get the shot
you go
to
down,
fix it.
You block it right on 18 into the water. You put it in the tree line down there along 18. It
I've
can be
seen
screwed
big
up.
numbers. I've seen.
1 through
numbers
4
on
is
18.
brutal to start with for the mini
I think
course.
the bookends at Olmos Basin are rock star. I agree completely.
I'm gonna go run some stats. Hold on.
I agree too. You work on some stats. Chris Espinoza, the 2022 Players Club Open champion. Can we pop up the picture?
Yes.
Here we go. Bam, I know that's shared on Facebook. We got the big victory cookie, a big gift card, looking good in the plaid jacket.
Thank you.
For everyone watching, you can't see it in the picture, but the names of the past winners are embroidered down the sleeve. And there it is. There it is. Let's remove that there.
Everyone's wondering why you're not wearing it.
Yeah.
We thought you were going to wear it too. It's okay.
I can wear it right now if y'all want me to.
Yeah, I mean,
got a couple minutes. Whatever y'all want me to do, I can wear it. Very quick.
That's okay. If you want to put it on, that's good. Let's rock it. Yeah, heck
Okay.
yeah.
It's a good look.
Thank you.
I love the plaid and the pink. That goes good together too.
There we go.
There we go.
You know what? It
much
looks very
better.
Bubba-esque.
It does.
You know what? My favorite that jacket was donated to the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour by the first net champion, Glenn Franson. His name's on the sleeve there, and he got it at a thrift store. And my favorite part about the Players Club Open jacket is that at some point in history, there was a gentleman, a 40 regular gentleman, who said, "Dang, I look good in this." And that was in his closet. So that's my favorite thing about the PC Open jacket that you are currently wearing right now. My new favorite thing is that your name is going to be on the net sleeve there.
Yeah.
Coming out of Champ Flight, great net scores. Tell us a little bit about the Sunday round, specifically the round down the stretch. You won the net tournament title by 2 strokes, so you were 1 stroke clear, and there's a big double bogey on the 35th hole.
Yes.
Big double bogey on 17. Let's not talk about that, but let's talk about what you're thinking on 18 tee box. Walk us through that hole.
Okay, so after making that bad of a score on the 17 hole, oh man, I need to put a good score on 18 to at least give myself a chance. And at that point, I wasn't really thinking of where I was at. I just knew I had to get a good score somewhere. So I give it all I had on the last hole. I think it was about 300-something yard drive. Last hole had an 8 iron. So
driver 8 iron par 5. The 18th at Olmos Basin's a par 5, relatively short. And downwind. That's playing downwind both days, right?
Yes. And I don't remember the number, but I just hit right on the number when I got there. I think it was like 80 something yards or something like that, 180 in or so. And I probably hit the best shot all day out with that 8 iron. And that thing landed probably about within 10 feet of the hole for eagle.
Okay.
So
and the eagle putt's close enough. Doesn't go in.
Doesn't go in. Yeah, just was on the very good tier. I'm gonna say that was a really good pin placement. But
that was a good one there, right behind the bunker on the left side. That was a good one. Yeah,
that was a good one. Yes, and made the birdie in. Felt pretty good. Like, oh man, maybe I got a good chance of this. And right after that, I was like, oh, I'm in good spot. I forgot. I think somebody told me when I was coming in with Trevor. I was riding with him that day. That I'm in the lead for the net score for the tournament. So I was like, okay, well, that birdie did help me there. After making that bad on the 35th hole, so I was like, okay, I feel pretty comfortable after all that.
And then let's rewind a little bit to the other side of the tournament. Mm-hmm. Tell us about how you started round 1. A clean scorecard on the first 12 holes. On that day one, and Casey's right. I was reading Casey's comment there. Mm-hmm. That was your tournament low. Is that correct?
Yes.
72 even par.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I tied my lowest score on tour. My lowest score was at Riverside for the summer part of the season. Shot 72. But going into the tournament, I just had a game plan going into it. Just tell myself to put myself in good positions of the holes. This past experience that on that course is pretty tough where the pins are. So I just tell myself, just give myself some good looks. Go for some holes, be a little aggressive. If you can't really go aggressive, go for somewhere middle to green. Just give yourself a chance for a birdie or so. But right when I got to the putting green, I'm just gonna say this: I felt really good with the putter. Felt really good.
And confidence with the putter on those greens clearly was a key to success. I mean, MD, Jason, you played as well. Chris with scores of 72 and 74. I mean, that's pretty stout.
I mean,
I didn't do that, so absolutely.
It's tough to go out there and score. I mean, it seems like you got to. I mean, that golf course is one of those places where you have to hit fairways, and you have to just be smart about how you hit shots into greens. And if you can put yourself in a position to make putts, and you're feeling confident that day and make a few. I mean, I think I had 2 birdies over the course of the entire weekend. I just wasn't. I mean, I didn't see any putts drop. But I mean,
I just saw a comment from Casey come through, and I do want to shout that out. Chris Espinoza is the net winner, but he was also the second gross, the second lowest score in the entire field as well at 72-74 at +2. Wow. I know we're going to talk to Trevor in just a second, and I know you got to play that final round, the round 2 with Trevor. What was it like down the stretch? Were you watching the leaderboard? I know you said you didn't quite know where you were on the net side, but what was it like going down the stretch with Trevor?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Me and Trevor had played before. I think we had played maybe back in high school together, if I remember. So I felt pretty confident, or felt pretty comfortable with him. But into that stern, like going down the stretch with him, I didn't know where I was score wise. I mean, I don't really keep my track of my score in my head. But
just playing, just hitting the best shots.
Just hitting the best shots. Yeah. Just getting like make some birdies, make some pars. I just thought I just need to shoot under par coming through the stretch. It either had to be an eagle on 18, birdie, and maybe you just to see if the leader can slip. If he slips a little bit, then that's a no where I need to come in, just get into the little hole and take it from there. Just keep shooting low to have a good chance. I wasn't really looking at the leaderboard. Just trying to just grind it out on the back nine. I'm just gonna say that. Just trying to grind it out. But Trevor played really well. He made some really good birdies when he needed to. I'm gonna say that he's a great competitor. I love playing with him. So, but yeah, no, it was a great experience playing with him, to be honest.
Good, that's awesome. Chris Espinoza, the picture flashing means that our host and our director MD is telling me to wrap it up. Jason Bird, MD, any questions for Chris before we give him his Tuesday night back?
No, man. I just want to say it was just. I mean, you played great. You've had a great season. You've been playing some pretty damn consistent golf, and it was a kind of a culmination of an entire years of work right then and there. So great playing, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you, MD. Thank you, guys.
Well, that was awesome, and we will see you in the playoffs, and we'll see you in a couple weeks back at Olmos Basin, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon before then. Congratulations. Enjoy the jacket, and we'll see you in a couple weeks, buddy. Thanks for the Tuesday night, Joe, showing. Good job on the air. It's scary the first time, I know.
Yeah.
But you did great. You did
Thank
great.
you.
You look good, and the jacket looks good on you too, buddy.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Have a good night, guys. Have a good night, guys. I appreciate it.
Too. So I haven't run it for all the courses yet, but I did run it for Mission, Willow, and Cedar, which I would imagine are our hardest courses. Number one.
I agree with that statement. We would everyone would choose Mission and Cedar as the two toughest courses. Everyone.
Well,
would.
we have enough rounds at the new Olmos Basin now where it is just below Cedar for average difficulty. I mean, it is. We're talking 0.16 strokes easier than Cedar, so effectively tied. And then a distant third would be Willow Springs.
And I would say
Willow Springs play is more difficult than Mission Del Lago?
In stroke play, it has, yeah.
Interesting. I also wouldn't have said that.
And I think the only reason why Olmos probably stays slightly less difficult is when you put it in when you put tee boxes up like you did on Saturday. I think the Saturday made it super scoreable. Like if you wanted to be in it on Sunday, you had to take advantage of those Saturday boxes.
I definitely the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour tournament setup committee definitely tried to make the golf course feel different throughout the weekend. It progressively got firmer, it progressively got faster, it progressively got more difficult.
Well, I can tell you through just the black tees, round 1 to 2 was a gross 1.9 strokes different.
So 2 strokes more difficult on the setup on day 2.
Yeah. And the stroke average from the black tees was over 81 on Sunday.
Almost driving down that road, leaving Olmos Basin, one competitor with scores under par. We said it the first time we were at Olmos back in May. We said, man, Olmos Basin feels a heck of a lot more like Cedar Creek than Riverside, And
and you know what? It's cool to see scores where people go low. I love seeing the 68s in there and that kind of thing. But you know what? I love watching someone grind out a 72 or 73 for the win.
And it's a major. I mean, it's a 2-day
Like,
major.
that's-
It's the final event of the regular season, and it's not supposed to be a cakewalk. And the course conditions, shout out to the Alamo City Golf Trail and Mick Garza and his maintenance team at Olmos Basin in San Pedro. Super good course conditions. They were out there. They were doing their part. I know they're battling water issues. Oh, Mr. Espinoza's tuning in. Everybody knows. Woodshed to the course today. That's awesome. Little father-son watching together there. That's great. I thought the course at Olmos Basin was great. I thought the golf staff at Olmos Basin was great. And we're going to be spending a lot of time at Olmos Basin.
Well,
We've got
I can tell you that just from looking at the 4 hardest courses and splitting out the 4 hardest consecutive holes, that number 1 through 4 at Olmos Basin play harder than any other 4 consecutive holes on trail.
1,000% believe that.
I mean, just from this last event with rounds 1 and 2 combined, golfers over this, and from the black tees, I haven't run this from all, so third flight people or people too, I agree, but I haven't run the stats yet. Just
We
from the black,
apologize for his.
just from the
Just
black tees,
disrespect.
1 through 4 over the weekend, lost the black tee players 7 strokes.
Wow. God, I love
But
stroking.
Let's
But
circle
the
back. We'll
the
circle back to the
individual
golf
hardest
course.
holes were 12 both days for all flights.
Number 12, the par 3, eh?
For all flights, both rounds.
Wow. Wow.
Well,
so
let's
what was
circle-
the stroke difference between third flight and champ flight there?
For gross,
Yes, gross stroke differential.
so
between-
champ flight combined for the weekend averaged on number 12 a 3.81,
Okay, and fourth flight?
and third flight average for the weekend
Yeah, third flight's great.
6.1.
Okay, great. Now let's go to hole number
Trav.
4. Let's go.
Wait.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, MD.
Wait, I did
So
that
can
wrong.
we? I actually have Trevor still. I want to circle. We got to get Trevor on.
Oh,
Okay.
screw that guy.
We can.
We'll come back to
talk
stats.
more.
We'll come back to
We'll be
stats.
back
I'm
on
gonna have
stats. We
I'm
got
gonna
way
have a
more to talk
handicap.
about.
I'm gonna
But
have a
I have
handicap
to-
segment.
I have to stop us. We are a little bit behind, and I want to get Trevor on and talk to him. We are behind.
Okay,
I
okay,
am-
that's right. I'm sorry.
I'm going
I'm
back to
livid.
one-word answers. I'm getting in trouble.
I'm livid. I apologize.
We're
to the
engaged
viewers
and we're
out
put
there.
on the clock.
I know I got clocked. Jesus
on the clock.
Christ.
On the clock with
Where's
Jason
Sando?
Sandoval.
Yeah, Jesus
All right.
Christ.
Oh,
Thank you, Greg. I am cracking the whip. I wrote a schedule here. I contacted people and I said you will be on at this time, and I am taking this time to explain this and taking more camera time away from Trevor. And I apologize.
and here we
And I'm
are.
gonna
This is
fix
our
that.
champion. This is the winner of the final event of the regular season. The plaid jacket on the gross side. The only red numbers on the leaderboard on the gross division at all. He had all 2 of them. And he's been backstage the whole time. And here we go,
Let's bring
MD.
him in.
Hey boys, how are we doing?
Trevor
What's going
Bailey, Tuesday night. How's it going?
Nothing much. Just got back from work, so just hanging out.
Well, thank you
There you
for
go.
joining us.
You're a professional
Congratulations
golfer.
on your win.
Say again?
Jason, I'm sorry I didn't hear you, Jason.
I said I thought he was a professional golfer.
I'm a professional kart guy.
Oh, he's a professional
Yeah.
kart guy. Okay.
Where at? Where are you, car guy? I don't even know the answer to that.
The Bandit Golf Course in New Braunfels.
Oh,
so.
the band.
Okay. Up towards New Braunfels. You live up there?
Yes, sir. I live with some fam up here, so.
I love New Braunfels. I love New Braunfels. Let's get back to Olmos Basin and your scorecard. Trevor Bailey with scores of 68 and 70. Walk us through the front 9 of the first day. Lots of bogeys, not lots of bogeys, 2 bogeys and 3 birdies. So a little bit of everything going on there on the front 9. Walk us through it. What's going on?
I think that was that the second day?
I'm sorry, that was the second day. Let's go back. Let's back up to. Let me change my subject. I got backwards on the scorecards. Let's go back to the first day. Let's start over. 2 under par on the front 9, 34.
Well, this summer I've been like getting off the slow stretches, and then the birdie on number 2 was insane. I was like, man, this may be a good tournament. So started off pretty strong, and then I just kind of like settle into my routine and kind of like know like you're playing good golf, and it's like you just got to keep going out and firing. So
number two on the first day, flag was up top.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to hit it there.
That was
just
a tough spot.
What club did you hit in there on number 2?
I think it was uphill. I hit a really good drive. I was like 135 out into the breeze uphill, and I hit a knockdown pitching wedge, and I kind of pushed it. I wasn't kind of going at the flag. I kind of pushed it right at the flag, and I was like, oh, hello. So it was a lot of fun, and then hit it.
That's why you aim for the center.
Yeah,
that's why
exactly.
you aim for the center. Jason Bird, what'd you hit to the green on number 2?
4-iron.
Oh, MD?
9-iron.
Oh,
I would
okay,
like to explain.
Yes.
I was under the tree, and I hit the world's greatest punch shot because I had like a 8-foot birdie that I missed.
I was 145 out, but I had a tree right in front of me, so 9-iron back of my stance, and I just ripped it super low. And then I hit the bunker, and it trickled onto the green. It was great.
Okay, a knockdown wedge, birdie on number 2, a little hiccup on number 4, but then right back at it with birdies on 7, 9, and then closing birdie on. We were just talking about how hard the bookends were at this golf course, and we have a birdie on the first scorecard we're talking about on number 2, and then a birdie on 17. Let's talk us through that birdie on 17.
I would like to apologize to Bird as well, because I did probably cover him up on that hole because he made a great putt on that one as well.
I was so pissed.
Oh, Jason, you played with Trevor on the first day.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he was.
Oh, that would have been great for you to say on the podcast.
Great information to
everybody watching.
He was absolutely about to get to the part that was his favorite part. He was really disappointed that I didn't get put in that last group with him.
Yeah, and then I just hit.
That's how we act with Jason as well. We just immediately keep going. That's perfect. You've been media trained. That was perfect. Yes, just about face and keep going.
Oh gosh.
Oh, we're out. MDs, we're reset.
Reset.
Y'all
Here
are
we
awesome.
go.
Birdie on 17.
Birdie on
Walk
17.
us through it. Okay, so Bird does something good for a while, for a minute, for the first time in a while, and then here you are on 17.
I hit a good drive down the left, and then kind of the same shot I had on number 2. It was just a knockdown wedge into the wind, and hit it really solid. It was drawn right into the wind, holding it up. I hit it to probably 12 feet, and Bird made his putt, and then I was like, well, this is a good look. It was under the hole, and then just dropped it in on him.
I think I saw his middle finger come out, and then he putted.
I love it. I have a question. Number 7 that day, you made birdie as well.
Mm-hmm.
What club did you hit into that shot?
That was actually, I think that was the best birdie of the whole tournament, because I hit 3-iron off the box because I didn't know the driver line, and I kind of pushed it, or I hugged the corner a little too much, so I was kind of blocked out by a
I thought
tree.
he was dead.
Yeah.
I just want to put it out there. I saw his ball, and I was like, that's dead.
Here it goes. Trevor's about to spiral down the rabbit
He's
hole.
playing really good. I see him pull iron on that tee, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I saw the line, and I was like, this is where he makes double.
So front pin, I was 120 out, just like a tree blocking the hole, like right at my direct line of the hole. So I had to make a little fade with a wedge. It's not easy.
Okay, there it was. There it is again. Okay, pitching wedge again. All right, that's what I was fishing for.
Well, it was a sand wedge.
Oh, okay.
Travis
like
uses a
to-
sandwich for chipping exclusively. He doesn't know what it means.
I don't even have a sand wedge in the bag right now. I got a gap wedge and a PM grind 60. That's it.
Hey, my driver was way past his 2-iron, Mr. Steven. Calm down now.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you play with Steven Evans as well. Oh,
Yeah.
That's a good group.
Yeah, it was a great group. So I had to fade it, but luckily the wind was going that way too. So I basically had to hit a push fade and came off like perfect, and it like landed like 5 feet away. I was like, man, that was a good shot again. And I'm like, then I made it, and then I was like, well, we're just in cruise control now, kind of. And then the whole rest of the tournament was kind of like that. So it was a lot of fun.
Hit it and play off the tee, get it up there, 2-putt, chug along, try to limit the mistakes. I saw a comment come through from Casey with a great question. Casey Graham asked, Trevor, how did you come to take part in the tour, and how do you like your experience so far?
Well, this is my second tour event, and my first one was the 2-man at Northern Hills probably 2 weeks ago. And I just loved kind of how it was like, it wasn't all buttoned up. I've played a lot of competitive golf over the summer, and it was like just hanging out with the guys, and it was just a really good time. And like, it was competitive but laid back at the same time, and I just absolutely loved it.
I mean, that is a perfect description of what we do. Competitive golf with a social niche. I mean, that is exactly what we do, Trevor. You hit it right in the head. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I love it so far. And I would like to say, y'all put on some better tournaments and some like state opens. I've played in the Arkansas State Open, and they're not as good as y'all. So, congrats.
Fucking woo pig.
Well, it's all the ambassadors. I just happen to be the loud guy in the room who doesn't need a microphone. That's why they give me that job, you know. But it's all the ambassadors and Jason Bird with a lot of the organization, and Casey Graham with a lot of the organization day of, and MD on here pushing buttons on the social media stuff, and all the ambassadors that help day of. I mean, those are big compliments to those guys, ambassadors. So congratulations to you guys. Thank you, Trevor, for those kind words. Jason Bird playing with Trevor. He got you by 6.
He pipped me.
On that first day, he got you by 6. At what moment during that round were you like, whoa, this guy's for real?
When did you realize your tournament was over and it was just going to be his?
No, I was having a good day, dude. Like, I mean, I was having a great day. I was hitting fairways, I was hitting greens, and I flared one wedge of number 10, hit the fucking sprinkler to 6 feet. It was awesome. I was having a great day. And I did not have such a good day Sunday, but I was having a great day on Saturday. That was like throwback Jaybird golf. But I don't remember what hole it was, but I knew we were all hitting driver, and he like hit an iron and was ahead of most of us and just keeping up with us basically with iron. I was like, holy crap. And then, I mean, I think you had 2 or 3 3-putts in that round on Saturday, right?
Yeah, I had over the swells. I was like having speed control, so
and then
issues.
And so, yeah, I think it was 3. So I was thinking, I looked at your scorecard and I was thinking to myself, he's like 3 under with 3 3-putts, and he had like 1 or 2 dirty lives. Like, this guy could have gone like really low.
That's what Jason said to me when we were done. He's like, hey, his 68 could have been 64 pretty
fast.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And I gave you that Cliff Bar like halfway through.
Yeah, I was dying, dude. He's like, I got a bag of Cliff Bars right here. I was like, oh, it's my favorite flavor too.
Did we
Chocolate
just become
chip.
best friends?
Of course.
Yep. If you feed Jason Bird, he will just follow you around. And
I will.
He's now your new best friend.
Yeah, it's great.
So, with your major win of the PC Open Championship, you're going to get an invite to the 2022 fall playoffs. I know we talked a little bit about that briefly, and we'll talk a little bit more about the playoffs here down the stretch of this show. Maybe just a little bit of a tease, not the big segment we wanted to do originally, because we're just having so much fun with the guests and just rambling on. But playoffs coming back to Olmos Basin in 3 weekends, off. How are you going to prepare to make a run in the playoffs coming off this win at the course that's hosting the playoffs?
Just keep grinding on the practice range and stuff like that, and I know the game plan now for the place, so I just have to go and execute and prepare the hardest I can, and then just scout it out in a couple weeks, check on conditions, and that was kind of what I did for this tournament. So I'm really excited to get back to practicing and see what I can do.
Casey asked another question there, MD. Trevor, toughest hole for you at Olmos Basin, whether it was the toughest hole of the weekend or just the one that doesn't fit and you have to do something different that makes you a little uncomfortable. Most difficult hole at Olmos Basin for you?
Well, Bird can attest. I hit a crazy tee shot on 10 the first round.
He was 4 feet from me and OB on 10 to the right.
Yeah.
Across 14 there, eh?
Yeah. I mean, I remember them looking for it, and I looked over. I think it was at Freeman. I was like, they're getting a little ambitious there. I think that's like 100 yards that way. So I went back there and found it for them. and I thought it was gone. And so the fact that he found it in weeds like that high and then made par, I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And this is before or after the Cliff Bar?
This was before.
Okay.
That was
Also,
that's one of the moments I think I looked over at Steve. I was like, yeah. I mean, he found that ball, had like 200 yards in from weeds that high, and still made par.
Greg Graff's comments great there. Second and third flighters call those tee shots making new friends. Crossing fairways, that's a common. That's not even a joke, right?
I mean, I do that at Bragg all day.
That's true, and it happens at Olmos Basin. There's some fairways that are pretty close, like 13 gets a little close to 10 at sometimes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got clipped by one of my own partners on the 18th hole. You can get hit by golf balls out there. Oh, yeah.
You got hit by golf balls?
Boys.
Doug Hawkins hit me with a golf ball on 18.
Doug?
Oh,
Doug, do this
you clipped? Oh, my goodness. I understand what the word clip means in that context now.
I was in the trees down towards the green, just walking to my golf ball. And last thing I hear is, "Four," and then just really quick off the elbow, skips past me. I'm like, who hit me? And then I just see Douglas. Yeah, there's a lot of places to go miss out there on that golf course. But I mean, golly, you can find your ball and make par from that stuff on 14, because I was in that stuff on the second day, and that was miserable.
I mean,
it's pretty damn good
clean
par.
It's clean scorecards. It is a great win. MD, do we have a picture? There we are. I knew I was getting close to my time. We had it like ready on the click.
It was a good shirt for the day too. The shirt and jacket combo worked well.
I think it looks good in the plaid. I think both guys rocked the plaid very good. I think it looks great. Big victory cookies. Did you eat the cookie or did you hang it on the wall?
Me and my girlfriend had a good weekend. She plays at tennis at UIW. She went undefeated this weekend in her matches, so we both enjoyed the cookie.
All right, there we go. A little couples cookie. I like it. Congratulations to her and congratulations to you. Trevor, you have a couple minutes. Anybody in the audience watching back home, do we have any questions for Trevor here quick? Trevor, take it away. The platform's yours if you'd like.
Thanks, Chris. Y'all are awesome. It was awesome with Chris in the cart too. It kind of like made it a little less serious, and it's like we're still competing, and it's just like made it like another round. So it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. It's always nice to play with people you know, or people that you can just kind of, you're going to be dialed in for that shot. The moment you step out of that shot, you can talk a little shit with the guy next to you and have some fun.
Greg Keogh brings in a question somebody who slips into championship flight a little bit. Can we see Trevor Bailey as a tour regular?
I would like to, but my plan is Canadian Q school in the spring, so I will turn pro at some point. But I would definitely try to be on tour a lot more. So.
There we
Canada,
go. There, I love it. Listen. We can get up there and we can drop the Canadian accents all day long. I can just slip right into it, you know. But that answers a big question. You know, Trevor Bailey hanging out. The competition
have
on
a lot
the
of people
tour
scared.
is really good. It is elite right now, and
I mean, I just heard that the ACGT Tour is the breeding ground of professional golfers.
I was looking down the jacket sleeve, and I saw Jimmy Keener's name on it. I saw Ryan Luna's name on it. Jimmy Keener's playing good. He's in Europe right now.
I think he's at San Pedro right now. But
Yeah, he was at San Pedro last time I
He
checked.
did advance through Q School at the DP World Tour, I think.
I'm sorry. The last Facebook post I saw, he was in Europe. If he was at San Pedro today, I apologize. But Trevor Bailey, congratulations, future tour player. We will be sure to follow your career on tour and afterwards as closely as we possibly can. Trevor, thank you so much for joining us tonight. MD, Jason, anything for Trevor before we let him get back to his Tuesday evening here?
No, man, great playing. It's a tough golf course, but look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks back at Olmos and hopefully at Brack the following weekend.
Thank you all very much.
Well, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks, Trevor. We enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your win again, buddy.
Thank you.
See ya.
Man, I could just talk to those guys and ladies over and over for. It's just so awesome that we have this opportunity to share ACGT Tour and our golf lives, and I love hearing about it. Chris Espinoza played golf with Trevor in high school. I love Jay Bird getting Cliff Bars. I mean, I think it's great. I think it's awesome, and it all comes from golf and growing the game, and the Elmwood City Golf Trail Tour is just one little part of that competition golf with a social niche. I love the comments. MD, I'm sorry, buddy. Where are we? How did I do on the timeline?
We are way behind.
Okay.
So right on
what?
schedule, baby.
I love it.
Right on schedule for Jason Bird, and damn our guests for being so freaking interesting.
I know they're so cool. I could
Why
still be
can't
talking.
why can't they come on and just act like Jason? Give me one word answers. Did you have fun this weekend? Yeah.
Yep.
How'd you plan for the tournament? I went to the range.
To the range. Yeah.
I could still be talking to Claudia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claudia's great.
I
mean,
let's get to the flight winners. Let's get to the flight winners.
Let's go to flight winners first.
Let's show pictures. I want to show pictures.
Of us or the flight winners, or what pictures do you want?
Let's do. They see us enough. Let's do the flight winners. We've already talked to Trevor. We've already talked to Chris. Let's roll championship flight through fourth flight. And we don't have DH with us tonight. We don't have Casey with us tonight. So I will do my best. MD, you got names. Everyone's good.
These should be pretty straightforward.
There we go. We've got that is our first place gross, Sean Vidal in championship flight, and first place net, Roman Ramirez in championship flight. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Played really good.
I suppose I could just pull up my own leaderboard here. Hold on one second. Let me get that far, and then I can be right with you. This is first flight. We all know Claudia. We talked to her briefly this evening on the show. I'll still be talking to her. She won on the net side, and that is John Guerra with great rounds. I believe he shot 73.
He played. I played with him the second day. And he was really strong. It's
great playing. He was the only person on day two not in champ flight that was in the running for low gross, and it was fun to watch. because those low gross and low net can come from any flight. It's actually very rare that they both come from the same flight. It's only happened 2 times in 10 years in 2 different majors. So I mean that's actually really quite rare. So congratulations, John. Congratulations, Claudia, PC Open flight winners. And second flight, we've got Jeremy Semlinger up top in his space.
It's a great shirt.
It's a great shirt in his space shirt, holding his victory cookie upside down, and he won on the gross side with 161 for his 2-day score, and then Trace Davis in the middle there with a net win in second flight. Guys, congratulations! And then there they are together. Good job on your flight wins. Moving on, we've got third flight, and that is Jason Barger. Played really well. We won't see him in third flight much longer after this win. He won by 5 in that flight on the gross side, and that is Miss Morgan Graff. She won by 1 over Michael Giampietro on the net side. Congratulations, and those victory cookies look awesome. Congratulations to all our flight winners from the 2022 PC Open Championship at the fantastically difficult Olmos Basin. Guys, fantastically difficult. Final thoughts on Olmos Basin and the PC Open and the regular season?
Yes.
Here we go.
So I have a lot of thoughts here. So
Share.
We'll go in order and address them. There's 6 or 7 of them, so we'll just go down the bullet list, discuss. So my question first off is, playoffs are coming back to Olmos. Can we expect Olmos to play more like Saturday or more like Sunday?
Great question, and we will definitely talk about that in the course setup segment in a future playoff special edition show. So we will tease that a little bit, and we will discuss course setup for the playoffs just a little bit. Sorry, I got distracted by Jeremy's comment.
I just want to put out there that number 5 is the only par 5 that played over par at Olmos Basin, and number 5 was the 6th hardest hole in Champ Flight for the weekend. Number 5 always plays hard.
I really don't. I mean, it's just maybe it lulls you to sleep because it's supposed to be really easy. I mean, it's supposed to be 5-iron wedge, right?
I mean, I think people either hit it OB off the tee shot. Everyone hits an OB off the tee shot, or they do something dumb trying to get there in 2, and then they end up making up 6 or something. But yeah, I can see why. I mean, compared to 9 and 18, those are really easy par 5s.
Compared to 9 and 18 for sure. But you know what? That landing area, the big trees on the right by the cart path right there that comes up 4. I mean, that gets in the way pretty quick.
Yes. Especially if you can't hit a 3-wood right over those trees, right? And that's what most people got to hit into that green if they're trying to go into. And then I tried to take a layup on day 1 with 6-iron and didn't carry all the trees on the right somehow and got stuck behind a tree. So the layup isn't exactly easy.
Hey, I have a question. Go ahead, MD. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say number 5 was the best part of my entire day on the second day. I went driving iron, didn't turn, hit the trees, dropped against a tree. I hit a 7-iron. I hit the tree in my backswing. I knew I was going to and punched it over. And then I managed to get a par in despite that, and it was awesome. That hole does play tough. I definitely can see it.
And the pin location on Sunday was professional.
It was professional.
Travis, you were saying?
I was thinking about the hole and the hole location. I don't remember where the hole location was on hole number 5.
Back right, like a little bowl area.
I did like, I did like that one. I did like that one a lot. And I liked 18 on Sunday as well. Speaking of par 5s,
18 on Sunday was tough. If you were long.
Can you go back, Jason Bird? We were talking about hole dispersion, flight dispersion on scores.
Oh, yep. I can go back to that screen if you'd like me to.
I would. I want to point out something. Can we go to hole number 4 and do champ flight versus third flight?
Yes, hold on. I will need 11 seconds to pull this up real quick.
I understand. MD, I'm sorry I'm wasting time. I apologize. We will get to the top 50, the final point standings. I want to show that tonight for sure.
Yep.
The playoff email is going to go out very shortly after the podcast. We didn't quite get it. Our goal was to send the playoff email out during the podcast, but we're going to do it just afterwards. And we're going to talk about the top 10, and then we've got some ambassador stuff. So we got a little bit longer of a show tonight, but hang with us.
We've got 60 to 75 more minutes. Just hang in there with us.
Oh my goodness! I don't think we got that for sure. It's
this
a
is the
school
Jason
night.
Bird show. It's 2.5-hour shows.
I mean, I got at least 25 more minutes of content. I still have 5 bullet points to go through after Travis.
Interrupted you after one.
Yeah.
You were on his first topic.
Okay. All right. Where are we? Number 4, please.
Number 4, both rounds combined, or you want to spread it out by
both
day?
rounds combined is fine. I've got both rounds combined for 12. So.
Okay. Stroke average is 4.56.
Okay, and now do third flight.
Third flight. Dun, 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 dun. Query. Third flight stroke average was 5.06.
Oh, this is so great. I love it when the analytics back up my theories. I love it. Can we do 14, and then this is the last hole we're going to do, and this is great.
14 champ flight. Query.
We are talking about the PC Open Championship this past weekend at Olmos Basin, and we are referencing stroke averages from championship flight to third flight. So a 0 golfer to an 18 handicap. Where does the 18 handicap most need the stroke to tie the champ flight golfer? And this is great. So I picked, we've got hole number 12, which is the number 10 handicap hole. We grabbed the stats from hole number 4, which is the number 1 handicap hole. And Jason's about to give us hole 14, which is the number 18 handicap hole.
Stroke average for the champ flight over both days was 4.37.
Okay.
So over par, a little shocking, right?
Right.
And for third flighters, it was 4.85.
So this is a perfect example of an 18 handicap on the scorecard being accurate, right? So sometimes it's loopy, sometimes it's back and forward. But let's look at the scoring average of the par 3 12th. It is the number 10 handicap hole, and it was 2.25 strokes different from third flight to champ flight. 2.25 strokes. And then we go down to the number 1 handicap hole, and the dispersion was 0.44 strokes. So the difference between third flight and champ flight on the par 3 12th was quintuple the dispersion of the number 1 handicap hole. So just another way to think about the handicapping not being, hey, this hole is just hard, so it's the number 1 handicap hole. It's where does the data say the 18 handicapper most needs the stroke to tie?
It's the bogey golfer, right? So that's going to be more in like second flight.
Yeah, it's the 18 handicap, right? It's the 18 course handicap, right? It's the bogey. You're exactly right. It's the bogey golfer. It's where does that golfer most need the stroke to tie, right?
I think it's just interesting that in champ flight and first flight, the hardest hole by a mile with both rounds combined was number 12. But if you take second and third and combine them, their hardest hole was 17. Not even close either. And number 12 is only 11th hardest. So it's weird to me that the lower handicaps struggled so hard with number 12, where comparatively the higher handicaps didn't. The higher handicaps didn't even average a 4 on number 12, and Champ Fighters damn well nearly did.
Right. And then
Yes.
and then the 14th hole, the 18 handicap hole, only had a
0.35 dispersion. So that
So it just played hard for everybody.
So it played the
And
bell
that's why-
curve of hardness was closer,
Right.
thus leading to a reference of the 18 handicap.
it's a perfect example of it.
Perfect example. Sorry, I divulged there. I love stats. Jason Bird, back to your
So,
second bullet
I mean,
point.
Zach Johnson's the one bringing up the stroke average on number 12.
Now we know why it was that high.
It's one shot better on day 2. Good job, Zach.
Great
That's a great shot on Sunday on that
Over
12th
the
hole.
ravine, the
I mean,
culvert.
it was-
What is that thing called?
A catalpa.
A catalpa.
Yes.
Can you spell that?
Catapulta. Catalpa. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah. What is that? What?
I don't know. I've always called the drainage ditch alongside number 4 and 5 at Brack a catalpa.
I don't even know how to. I agree with Greg. I don't even know how to Google that.
It's actually a race. Is what
like the mill race at Brackenridge?
So yes, it is a race, and the name of the street is Mill Race. So that's the technical term of the. I guess I've always called it a catalpa. I guess I saw it on a rule sheet a long time ago.
So it's not a culvert. The culvert is the actual cross drain where the bridge goes across it. That's the actual culvert. So the thing that we're hitting over isn't the culvert. It's just a ditch.
Yes, we're going to have to fact check this later. It's with a K. There we go.
God dang it.
Yeah,
those
I
Ks.
love it. I love it. I love it when it fact checks out that my random BS is legit.
I mean, I just put that into Google and I came up with, do you want to translate this Danish word?
Well, it's a drainage ditch. Okay, let's just go with ditch. I was saying.
Greg made
Got him.
That's a cool shot, though. Number 12
It's a
tee box
Danish
from that left
pastry.
side. Let's wrap up the regular season and let's talk about the top 50 in point standings. This graphic is going to be really small, really difficult to read. We want you to know that that's by purpose. That is on purpose. So you come to the Facebook page and like and share it on the Facebook page. This is going up on the Facebook page right after the podcast, along with this top 10 graphic. Here they are, your final summer season top 10. Everyone is looking for those names in green right now. Sean Vidal completes arguably one of the best regular seasons in Alamo City Golf Trail Tour history, finishing first in the summer season. He was one after 2 weeks ago, finished number 1 overall in the summer. He was already on the South Texas Match Play Challenge team because of his second place finish in the spring season. So Sean Vidal finished 2-1. That has never happened before. Shout out to Sean Vidal and his caddy, Laura Lewis. That is right. That is the Cake Place and More, Laura Lewis. Sean Vidal, summer season 2022 champion. Followed by Jeremy Semlinger, Ruben Ramirez, and Goosehead Insurance presenting sponsor Sean Sexton. Congratulations, gentlemen. Welcome to the 2022 South Texas Match Play Challenge team. You guys did an amazing job in the summer season. Keep up the good work. Oh, put the graphic back up. I want to run down the rest of it. I'm sorry. Let's run down the rest of it. Brian Dishman checks out at 5th. Jason Sandoval at 6th. Danny Lee slips just a little bit from 5 to 7. Steve Robert slips just a touch from 4 to 8. Still 8th place. Top 10s are great. Stephen Evans, the biggest mover with his second place finish at the PC Open, jumps 23 spots, was in 23rd, jumps to 9, and Dustin Weldon rounds out the top 10 for the 2022 summer season. MD, that brings us to the next graphic that you were going to put up. We got 7 players on the team. We got 9 spots to go. I love the big word wow there. Dustin Hassan, Willie Nichols, Scotty Williams, Sean Vidal are joined by Jeremy Semlinger, Ruben Ramirez, and Sean
Sexton as
already on the 2022 South Texas Match Play Challenge team.
One more than usual.
One more than usual. This has never happened before that there was a tie. So that eliminates the wild card spot from the playoffs. The wild card spot from the playoffs is now gone. That leaves 7 from the Tour Championship, the top 7 not already on the team from the final round of the playoffs, and then the horse race winner, and then a sponsor selection, which is super fascinating right now because Sean has made it on the team. What will he do with that sponsor selection is a big deal down the stretch. Jason Bird, MD, your thoughts on the team, your thoughts on the top 10, your thoughts on the season closing out.
Who wants to take odds on me getting in through playoffs?
You're in the playoffs?
He is in the playoffs. He's
I made it, baby.
He made it. He just made it. The playoff list is the playoff email is going to come out immediately following the show. So Jason Bird is in. He's starting near the bottom of the list. He's got a long way to go up the list.
2 points, baby. He's
starting with 2 points.
2 big ones. I hope I beat someone by 1. I swear to God.
In back-to-back years, a few years ago, somebody in back-to-back years, different players made the team with 1 point. So it has been done before. It can be done again. That playoff invite email is coming out immediately following the podcast. So Jason Bird, looking at the South Texas Match Play Challenge team, putting your captain hat on. What do you like on that graphic? MD, put those names back up there for Jason. What do you like on that graphic so far from your captain's perspective?
I mean, from a match play standpoint, Dustin Hassan is a grizzled veteran. He always seems to play better than his handicap, is what I want to say in the match plays. He does pretty good. Sean is stout. He's been on the team like every year, right? So I love the veteran leadership right off the bat. But we have a couple of 2- and 3-time players on there with Jeremy and Sean. Wily old vets themselves, you know. Sean making big putts at Cedar Creek. I remember that.
Ruben Ramirez making his first appearance,
yes,
right?
Absolutely. We love rookies.
Willie Nichols rounds out the rookies there. Is this
Scott Williams a rookie?
Or is this his second team?
He might be a rookie. I don't know.
I'm getting ACGT Tour Travels confused with South Texas Match Play Challenge.
Yes, Kohler 2023.
Wow. 9 spots left to go on this team. Will Jason Bird be one of them? That is what we are taking odds on right now. MD, your thoughts on that list?
I mean,
Scott says he's a rookie.
Very much mirroring Jason's thought there. DH and Sean Vidal both have just a tremendous amount of experience. That veteran leadership is going to be crucial, especially down the stretch. I think you've got a bunch of guys on that list that, I mean, they're in this position because they can play under stressful conditions and they play consistently. And that's really going to be a big factor throughout that entire weekend of the match play.
And you're correct. This is the 9th team for Sean Vidal. I've lost count.
There's not enough room for stars in this ball pocket.
I know. I don't know how many stars there. I wish Casey was with us tonight. He would tell us how many.
Lore Master Casey.
Yes, how many stars are on Sean Vidal's bag. But it's a lot, and you're right. That's a really good point that you guys brought up, veteran leadership there, because, I mean, if we're talking about veteran leadership, Sean Vidal has been on every team except one, I believe, is the accurate statement. Casey would hopefully fact check that when he watches the show back. But I'm trying to pull up the picture of the bags from last year.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do too.
See if I can see stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be his eighth team, and this will be the 9th year of the South Texas Match Play Challenge. It is 6-2 ACGT Tour right now, and that event, you guessed it, is at Olmos Basin. So we're keeping that Olmos Basin theme going. The top 50 in summer point standings will be on the website tomorrow, also in the newsletter. The playoff invite is going out tonight, shortly after the podcast. That is a return action required email. That is a confirm your participation in the playoffs email. And we've got a couple more, just 2 more graphics to talk about, right? Let's MD. We've got 2 more graphics to go, and let's. Do I have
2 more graphics? Yes, I do. That's right.
Those are important, and we'll talk about playoffs, and we'll talk about all that stuff. We've got 2 off weekend shows coming up. That's episode 30 and episode 31 coming up here before the playoffs start. So we'll have plenty of time to talk playoff strategy, playoff points. But I really want to talk about these next 2 graphics. They're super important to me, and I do not want to miss them.
So this graphic here, we've just titled it Hardcore 16. So this is your list of 16 players.
The Tour Hardcore.
The Tour Hardcore. This is a list of 16 players. You can run down the list here. Of the players who have played in every single tournament, spring and summer this year on the ACGT Tour.
16 golfers have been at every event of this year. This is
Travis, do you remember when this used to be a list of 1 or 2 people?
I mean, this is amazing. These are the asterisks. These are the guys on Facebook who get the top fan or the elite fan or the platinum fan badges. Sean Vidal, Scotty Williams, Steven the Red Dragon Evans, Greg Keogh. Man, I couldn't
House of Dragon, baby.
I couldn't do it. I tried
House
hard.
of the Dragon.
I tried hard. Greg Keogh, Jeff Konzemius, Baldo, our only 1-name golfer, just Baldo.
Yes.
Dustin Weldon, B. Spence, Brian Spencer, Jason Cross, BG Bradley Gilbert, Renee Ubaye, Micah Carroll, Steve Robert, Casey Graham, Jason Sandoval, and our hostess with the mostest, Mike DerManuelian. The Hardcore 16. Guys, we want to take this moment tonight to recognize you as the shining stars of the ACGT Tour. You're there week in and week out. A couple people on that list helped me pack the van after Olmos Basin at 10 o'clock at night. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys so much.
A couple people on that list come in from out of area. There are 2 hardcore tour players that are driving in from another metro.
It's just so important, and we want to take the time to recognize you guys as the 1%ers thank you so much. The tour means so much to me personally, and to golf in the area, and to have commitment like that is so cool. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. I got nothing else.
And you'll also notice that most of those people on that list, if not all of them, are going to sit nicely inside the playoffs as well. And that's cannot go unstated, as well as being in the mix at the end of the season.
That was an interesting – that's a great point. There was an interesting stat that came out from Lore Master Casey that it was a 65-point average from those 16 golfers, which was a 5th place finish in every event, made the playoffs. And that's one of the ways it's designed, middle of the pack in every event, and you're sitting pretty in round one.
I got 2 points. That's all I need.
Are we on bullet point number 2, or are we referencing your starting playoff total?
No, my starting playoff total. We're still on bullet point 2. I still got 5 left.
Would you like to go bullet points 2 or 2, 3, 4, 5? I mean, you want to pick one or two?
I think at this point, if we go through my list, MD might get another bullet.
Okay, understood. MD, let's roll the next big shout out. Guys, so much work goes into the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour behind the scenes, from social media to podcast to website design to e-commerce to filing taxes.
I mean, we have 2 work days in this week, and I'm pretty sure that we've lost a combined 20 man hours to our real jobs.
Yes.
Preparing for today.
Yes. So much goes into behind the scenes work. Before the event is all Jason's territory. During the event is all of the ambassadors' territory. From the starters to the scorers to the marshals to the victory cookies to loading and unloading the logisticals of the van and all the tour assets that go into setting up an event and Golf Genius and all of that good stuff. So with the 2022 regular season wrapped up, I wanted to say a big from the bottom of my heart thank you to all of the ambassadors, from Jason Bird and Dustin Hassan and Casey Graham, MD, on the show with us today, and Micah Carroll and Greg Graff under the starters tent, and Laura Lewis and Sean Vidal and Stephen Evans and Jason Sandoval on the marshalling front. Tournament after tournament after tournament, you guys are the lifeblood of the day of the event, and you really allow myself and Jason and Casey and Dustin to some extent to be where they need to be because you guys got it. Thank you so much to the ambassadors. MD, you got something?
I do. Yeah.
Where'd Travis go?
Beep. I'm right
there
here.
he is.
I'm right here. Sorry. Beep. I'm back. MD, great job on the graphics tonight. All of the graphics in tonight's show were put together by the ambassador of media relations, the one, the only, our host with the most, MD. That covers everything I wanted to cover tonight. We've got the playoff invite coming up. We've got point standings to get posted. We got a lot of work to do. It's 10:07, and we've got work to do still when we hang up this podcast tonight.
I mean, we can go through my bullet point list since we got 23 minutes left.
And that's all the time we have tonight, folks.
Beep. So good.
Oh man. Well, I think that pretty much. I think we covered everything we needed to kind of discuss. I do just want to give a shout out to all the ambassadors. Everything that they do is just beyond appreciated, and I mean, it's great to have a group of people like that are just so dedicated and donate their time to be involved in it. It's just amazing to see, and it's such a cool thing. And the weekend that we just had was an amazing weekend of golf. I think the course played great. I know we're going to be out there a lot over the next few months. But the tournament was great. The atmosphere was great. I think it was another successful tournament delivered, and playoffs are coming up fast. And next thing you know, it's 2023 somehow. And we're kicking off.
I know, it's
the
crazy.
next biggest season to come.
I saw some email. Scott Williams, does the email have our starting playoff points? Yes, absolutely. The email that comes out will have everything you need to be successful to begin your march to a tour championship. I think that's the opening sentence, I think.
Here's a graphic.
Man, I lost my train of thought on that one. I had something. Jason Bird, you want a bullet point?
Yeah, I want to talk about the pin location Sunday on number 8. That one was a little brutal.
Easy par.
Easy par.
I don't remember. I'll have to consult the ACGT Tour setup committee on that whole location. Can you let me know where it was right there?
It was like in the center on like this weird knob. It had all the juices. It's actually corn.
Okay, so it was in the center of the green.
15 on Sunday. I mean, I didn't remember where 15 was. Oh, yes, on the front right. Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, that was tough. 15 was brutal.
Oh,
I thought 18 was tough on Sunday as well. But I think the fact that there were only 2 red scores, I think Olmos is in that category with Cedar and Mission now, and I love it.
I don't want to see a bunch of red numbers. I just for that tournament, for that golf course, it's cool to see it maybe on the first day if the course is set up that way. But I firmly believe that Sunday, that golf course needs to be turned into the beast that it is. You need to unleash the beast and let that win be earned, and let people who are 6 strokes back have a shot at it still.
Well, MD, that's all I got for tonight. I mean, unless you're going to cut Jason off on his bullet points, I'm sure, right?
I am going to turn him off. What we'll do is we'll switch over to a recorded episode that I will just have him basically look at the camera and voice all of his opinions, and then I will tell him I'm going to load it for the world to see, and I think that's where we'll leave it.
Perfect.
What?
Jason Bird, here you go.
He has access to the podcast too. He could honestly, at any given time, for all we know, he could set up a podcast and just go live at any moment.
Are you?
Oh my gosh,
I
that would
could
be
go live
amazing.
whenever.
I've honestly,
we could go live
I've been sitting
whenever.
around. I've had days where I'm just like, you know what? I need to vocalize some thoughts.
It is currently 12:15 on Thursday. I am about to heat up
It's
a hungry man
9:32 on
who
Wednesday
wants to talk
morning.
about their day with me.
Yes, Perfect. Jason Bird, take this time in episode 29. It is 10:12 p.m. on September the 20th, episode 29 of the ACGT Tour Power Hour. These are Jason Bird's final thoughts.
Yeah, Olmos was great. Had a good time.
High praise.
I love it.
I think it's great. MD, I talked a lot tonight, so I'm good.
You did, buddy.
Guys, thank you again for the benchmark ACGT Tour season. Sellout. The season's a sellout. Wait, are we gonna? We gotta change our metric to seasons that sell out now.
Well, I mean, we're getting bigger T-blocks for 2023. Let's keep it up.
Yeah, let's keep going. Jason, I saw. Oh, that's what I was gonna say earlier. I saw emails going back and forth today with Jason and the Trail about the schedule for next year. So I know they're working hard on that behind the scenes as well. Thank you to the ambassadors. Congratulations to the jacket winners. Congratulations to the flight winners. Be on the lookout for the top 50 to be posted from the summer season on the Facebook page. And that playoff invite email is going out soon. So we'll give everybody a chance to look at that top 50. And we've got some phone calls to make. And then that playoff email is going out. The course conditions at Olmos Basin. My final thoughts. Rockstar. Can't wait to come here for the playoffs. Can't wait to bring the Houston Amateur Golf Association to the new Olmos Basin at the South Texas Match Play Challenge. And that is going to be a great match play course. I'm so excited. I can't wait. MD, take us away, buddy.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you for being on tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to all of our guests. Awesome to get to talk with them. Probably going to have them back on again because I think we could have spent a lot more time talking. Thank you to everyone out there watching tonight. We had a lot of viewers out there. Thank you so much for your engagement, asking questions. We love getting your input and hearing what you have to say during the show.
The more we can pull in comments and enhance the content with your guys' interaction, it's awesome. Thank you so much. Bird said we had record viewership on this podcast. So I believe the phrase was off the charts. So thank you guys so much for watching back home.
Yep. Thank you guys. Off week next week. We'll be back. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
I'm putting together a list of real dumb shit we can talk about for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be great.
It shouldn't be that hard to figure out.
We can finally talk about the playoffs.
Yes.
But we've got so much to talk about. We're all in prep mode, whether it's working towards the playoffs, practicing for the playoffs, whatever it is. We've got a lot going on. It's an exciting time on tour right now. It's always exciting on tour, but this is where all that work from the season starts to pay off, and we get to see what we're made of in the playoffs.
I know I agree completely. We don't have cuts during the regular season at all. And there's a cut in 3 weeks. And there's 2 cuts actually on that first weekend.
I feel like this year with sold out fields, cuts are going to hurt. In the past, round one
it's very exciting.
Round one was like your warm-up round. You didn't really get cut till round 2, but I think there's going to be significant cuts in round 1. I think we're going to full field.
But you know what?
I feel that day. Yeah, definitely going to feel bigger that day.
I think the people who are going to be there in the playoffs know enough about what it's like, especially the ones who have been there on 3rd day and 4th day. They know what it's like. But I also think the season's been such a good kind of practice. I think Olmos was a beautiful place to be this weekend because that was the intensity level of what the playoffs are going to be like. We're going to have essentially the best of the best are going to be there, and it's going to be it's just going to be a pressure-filled weekend.
No one is my friend in playoffs.
I start hating everyone's guts probably like by Tuesday before.
I'm a roll in the parking lot. And everyone's dead to me.
Like
that's why, like looking at the leaderboard. Who do I play next? Oh, it's you. Let's go.
Like I keyed someone Genesis this weekend.
Oh well, I mean that's intense. Let's not.
Someone did spray a lot of goo on it though. Was that you? Me and Dustin were trying to figure out where that goo came from.
That was
I
not
have
me.
no idea what goo you're referencing.
No comment.
But yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole. It is late.
Hey,
We've been on
guys.
the air for an hour and a lot longer than an hour.
Good old-
Thank you for sticking with the ACGT Tour Power Hour and 45 tonight. Guys, thanks for watching. It's been a great Tuesday night. Maybe we'll get lucky and Jason Bird will Facebook post some of his bullet points later. Be on the lookout for that email. MD, take us away.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Everyone have a good night. One more time for the road. Big shout out to the ambassadors. Thank you so much for all you do.